ever been to a 12-hour high school event, but it's long. So they do a real nice job of keeping the kids busy with that, and it went very well. And again, the end-all be-all, nearly $20,000 for $4 Diamonds Fund, which is phenomenal. The other thing I wanted to do, make sure I said, so that everybody knows, local restaurants were really very generous in donating food, so they do a real good job of getting out to those restaurants, but it's a long list. So Labella's, Davino's, Boneyard Barbecue, Olivia's, Buffalo Wild Wings, Chili's, Texas Roadhouse, Olive Garden, and Rita's all had given things for the event throughout. Say again? I'll go backwards. Rita's, no. So they did a real nice job of getting things to the kids for food and things that went on throughout the night. Labella sent an extraordinary amount of food. So it was really fantastic, and we appreciate the support that they gave. Also was going to mention the FFA, but that came up as well in our student report. So thanks to Mr. Brandt and all involved with the FFA and the things that they're doing as an organization. Wanted to thank directly Mr. Scott Stahl and Dr. Lena Lewis. I was going to speak a little bit to the FBLA. I won't get too deep into it because Mr. Lovell already did so. But again, congratulations to John Lehigh as he was once again landed in an officer role as mentioned with FBLA treasurer. I am glad we took the opportunity to go over and use the tickets that Mr. Lovell had us in the very front center row of the Giant Center. But if you ever have the opportunity to go, it's amazing. It literally looks like a rock concert. I had no idea, so I was completely ignorant to what that looked like, if I'm honest. So it was very neat to see, and how many awards are getting through, and you can watch the kids count down as the top 4 get to go, and they're like, I didn't get called yet, and just watching the reaction from the kids was fun to do. So we were proud of the groups that went, the kids that went there with that group, and that was fantastic. I, being the only principal to do this, would like to thank the assistant principals. So last week was National Assistant Principals Week, in case my other colleagues didn't know. I'd like to give a quick thanks to Mr. Andrew Preetz. Andrew, if you hear me. I'm very lucky to have him join our team. He's done a great job for us. Very, very happy to have him. He got to meet my wife the other day, and he's still going to stay, I think, which is great. She's exciting. So by the time I provide an update for the next time, a lot will be happening. As we heard, as far as middle schools, it just becomes mayhem. I feel like a whirlwind when you get to April and May at this time of year. And we begin our assessment season and end-of-year celebrations. And I would just like to thank the high school staff prepping our students for those and getting them prepared and providing them with a lot of meaningful experiences that are happening. Because while I want us to do well with our testing, and I want us to have great educational experiences, I know the things that we all remembered about school sometimes weren't those 2 things always. So that they're providing those for them, it's fantastic to see the things that are going on. I'm sure I forgot other instances of that, but wanted to make sure I was highlighting just a few. That's what I have for you for the month. Anybody has any questions for me?
No, but please show your colleagues up. And thank the businesses again. Obviously, to raise nearly $20,000 at Murray, it makes the students, one, if they're eating, they're not getting in trouble. So, would you, the 2 of you, like to amend your presentation?
I acknowledge the haircut.
See, work out with the best architects who are on that. Okay, Mr. Fingers, you're up. Sure. And if either one of you 3 need to leave for any reason, feel free. Any reason.
I have a sick child.
So we received a photo of our naming rights plaque. There were a few changes since the last time that we saw it. So this will be worked with the donors to determine, what they want in it, whether it be the picture of the person or the name of the company, tailored to the area of the building that will go on. It will be on a clear, frosted background. So that is what we are moving forward with as our design that will go up. The building is a little bit more completed than it currently is. But we're very excited about it because we think that it blends together the Thunderbolt Foundation and the school district. in recognizing people that have been very generous with donations to our district. Our story walk area is going to be staked out this week, weather permitting, hopefully on Wednesday, with a hopeful date of putting it in end of this month. That hopefully the grand opening of it will be during our event, which is the cakewalk, which takes place on May the 4th. And the very first book that will be in will be The Very Hungry Caterpillar, because that is a book that is part of the Dolly Parton Imagination Library. So we thought that was sort of a good starting book for that. So I'll be working with Victor Trone. We're going to go around, get it all staked out this week, and then have a team and looking for a couple other members to come out. We're going to help fill the holes and put them in, the dimensions in, and then we'll be set to go. And the Adams County Library is helping us with the books that will go in, because they already have, a lot of them have already been made for other story walks in the community. So it's sort of a sharing thing, that we won't have to pay a cost. We can use the ones that are already in share without the entire Adams County. We are currently in the process of awarding the III teacher grants, student lightning grants, and scholarships. We've received a lot of really good grants, and now it goes to our grant committee that will be making those decisions for May. So we always look forward to that. We recently supported, from a grant that was written last year, the juniors went to Flight 93 Memorial, and that was through a triple I grant through the foundation. And I saw some pictures, and from what I heard from teachers and other people, how much the students appreciated being there and learning about that history. So we were very happy to help to fund that for them. Working with elementary school, they are in the process of their One Book All Folds program, where every child K-5 will read the same book over a 2-week period of time. So Mr. Moran is using his principal grant to help offset the cost, and we're going to be using part of the REFA grant for that. So that, because that is something that's going to benefit every child in the building. And then the remainder of that is going to go towards the science initiative that we're still working on. So we're looking forward to that. When we have, because of the foundation, we're able to get deeply discounted books. So we actually were able to get books at 62% off. So that was a huge savings for that program. So we're looking forward to that. And then finally, our golf tournament is May 23rd, and we have three openings. And have a totally full field of 144 golfers. So, what?
Or people that say they golf.
That's true too.
Are you getting a lot of volunteers for the cakes?
For the cakes, we have a lot of professional amateurs. Not as many of the students. We're going to send it out again. So we have a few that are coming, but we do have a lot of professional amateur cakes that people can bid on, and they will all be in the theme of one of the Imagination Library books.
How many cakes are you hoping to end up with?
We're going to probably have about 10 professional amateur cakes, and like the number for the kids is under 10 right now, but we also have several teachers that are making cakes also.
Anybody have any other questions? Gil, you're up.
Good evening, everyone. Construction update. Let's see what's changed. We've got 19 months expended. We're still at one dead, one lost weather day. Let me explain a little bit about lost weather days. That's a day that nobody can work. There's always days where you have weather where maybe the roofer can't work because it's pouring rain or something like that. But so far, we've only lost one total project day where everybody was off, and that was in a snowstorm not very many ago when we first started. Next slide, please. Okay, we're in section E and section D, part of F, and then up here where we're doing the new kitchen for the cafeteria. Basically, what we've done in those areas is gut most of the areas that we're working in, and now we're started on rebuilding them. Next slide, Mary. So we demolished the interiors of the first and second floor of D, E, and the phase 2 sections of building F and G. That's all done. Some miscellaneous small items that are still being done. Includes all the old ceiling, the old plumbing, the electrical, HVAC, this work, the old high school offices, and a lot of the old tile walls, some of the drywall walls are rough. They started, they've torn apart the south end of the E wing, which is the very far end, and they're putting a new entrance in there on the side, and then it'll still have the exit doors off the south end. Next slide, Greg. In E wing, block work is completed for the bathrooms, and it's more than 50% completed now in G wing $200. The steel studs for the walls, as well as the block walls and the door bucks in the old office area are completed. Drywall, as of now, is just about finished. They're getting ready to paint. The plumbing rough-in in the new kitchen is completed. The under slab rough-in. The electrical rough-in for all the areas is about 80% completed. All the subgrade work in the kitchen area is completed in the new kitchen area. The corridor walls are being drywalled. The first floor is almost ready to be painted. The second floor is ready to be taped and sanded. Temporary partitions in B2, F1, and F2 are completed. Next slide, please. The exterior footers are completed. Ductwork and VAV units in the renovated classrooms has already been installed. Most of the flex is in. They're a lot further ahead on this section than they were on the new building. Slab on grades. Commons area was poured this morning. The new kitchen area, I'm not sure if they got to that this afternoon, but it's still on schedule for this week. So that those two should be done. And that means that we're proceeding to get the walls and everything up, which is a big deal right now. The roof is about 80% complete. We're working on the old office area today. 90% of the new windows have been installed, with the exception of the ones around the what will be the commons area. They're not totally done yet. Next slide, please. The architects and engineers and the prime contractors are redoing the schedule, trying to make sure that everything is in there so that we can make the dates that we can do. They've had to do some changing to the schedule because it just wasn't working. So the engineers got involved and they made some changes. So it's looking better now. Next slide. We have two piers outside the slab area of the new commons area that haven't come up to the proper compressive strength yet. So the architect and the general contractor are talking about what to do there, but the whole business is that they didn't make the 7-day test. They haven't gone through the 14 and 28-day testing. Next slide, please. Okay, we are at $30,960,319 approved to date. Change orders are $519,680, which is, I believe, 0.9%. Normal range is 3 to 5%. So we're still looking good there, although there's a bunch of change orders that have to be processed. Next slide, please. Okay, that is the new entrance area on E-Wing. There'll be windows and then a storefront assembly's going in here, and then these two doors will be new, and they were always there, but they'll be repainted. Next slide. That is one of the new bathrooms, one of the new gang bathrooms in the existing area. That's on the first floor. That one is complete. The one upstairs is nearing completion right now. Next slide, please. That's the old admin office. Those are drywall walls, steel stud for drywall going up. The block walls are completed right now, but the steel stud is going up. There's a wall that has to be removed once we get into summer months. It contains the clock equipment and the bell equipment, so we can't pull that just yet. Next slide, please. There's the start of the new block walls in the old admin area. They're all finished now. Next slide, please. This is the new kitchen area here, and footer wall that's done. Next slide, please. That's another shot of that. The trenching that you see in the earthworks in the photograph are for the underfloor for the sewer in the new kitchen area. Next slide, please. That's just one of the VAV units for the air conditioning. You can see the copper pipes coming through to supply it. Next slide, please. That was the first floor wall when we started the drywall. That's all done both sides. The blue that you see there is ultra-high impact drywall. That's around the doors to the new classrooms. And then the gray is high impact fire code drywall, which is part of the walls. We're trying to minimize the damage that happens to corridor walls. Next slide, please. That's the part of the new commons area. What you see here is the wall, the exterior part of the cafeteria and kitchen area. And this will stretch between the two areas and close off that area and give a very large, I don't know what you would call that, kind of an open learning space. There'll be what they call a learning stairwell where the students can sit and spread their books out and study and do, socialize. Next slide, please. That is a rather poor photo of the new windows. You can't really tell they're new, but there's aluminum and glass with a thermal break in the aluminum to help with the heat retainage. Next slide, please. This area up here where you see the light blue, when we tore down the existing walls, we found that there was an opening in there that cold air was just pouring out of. So it was decided by the architects in the district to fill that with spray foam to try and cut down on the energy loss in those walls. Next slide, please. Okay, you've seen these before. That's the artist rendering. That is what it looks like now. This area up here, we've been having some problems getting the steel, the metal fascia on that. They want to get that done before May so that the graduation building looks nice. So they're pushing to have that done. I saw some people up there working today. And I believe that's it. Is that it, Karen? Board have any questions?
You did a good job.
Looks good.
Why don't you explain the column, what reason behind the 7, 21, 14 days?
Oh, well, when you pour a footer for a column, for a steel column, it should, according to our architects and engineers, they want about 4,000 pounds per square inch of compressive strength, which is the amount of compression the concrete can accept before it cracks. It came up to about 3,000 pounds in 7 days, which it should have come up to more than that. So they're watching it. Now, if it doesn't make it, there's a couple alternatives. One is to chop it all out and start over with those two piers. Then there's a couple other things that they could do. There's also some additional testing that they want to do to make sure that they didn't mess up on the first one. What they do is they pour separate cylinders with the concrete, and then they take it to the laboratory. Sometimes they're cylinders and cubes, sometimes they're cylinders, and they basically smash it with a machine, measure the PSI, pound per square inch, and that tells them how strong the concrete is.
And the reason they want that is so that the building doesn't fall. I'm humbling
Yeah,
you.
that's our primary job, to keep the building from falling down.
I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
See you in a couple weeks.
We recognize the members of the public who have signed up to provide comment as stipulated in policy 903. When your name is called, please approach the podium, state your name, confirm that you're a resident or taxpayer in the district, and copy the discussion for the record. Please direct your comments to the board as a whole, not an individual. We ask that you limit your comments to 5 minutes or less. The privilege to speak may be interrupted, revoked, or a recess of the meeting may be called by the chair if the speaker does not observe reasonable decorum and order the time. Thank you. Ms. Johnson.
My name is Suzanne Johnson. I'm a district parent, resident, taxpayer, and voter. This month, it's been interesting to hear the finance committee members saying the same things that I've been saying for over the past year. Finally, I heard board members repeating my concerns that this district projects deficits when creating the budgets, when there's actually a history of budget surpluses at the end of each year's audit. For example, there was a $3.7 million budget surplus last year and $4.1 million surplus the year before that. It appears that you tell us there would be a deficit when creating the budget to justify raising taxes, so that then there will be a surplus transferred into capital reserves in order to fund additional spending on district infrastructure. Now facing primary elections next month, board members are singing a different tune altogether. But your actions speak louder, so let's take a look at your voting records. In June 2024, we were over 90% through the fiscal year 24, and Dr. Pell told the Gettysburg Times, quote, "We are almost to the penny on our revenues for the 23-24 school year, and it's plain to see we will